Okay, so what if you could explain, well, almost anything using just a handful of words? It sounds kind of wild, right? But that's exactly the fascinating idea we're diving into today. We're talking about the incredible power of keeping things simple and how a small, core vocabulary can unlock huge, complex ideas for literally everyone.
All right, let's just jump right in with a little thought experiment. Imagine you have to explain a really big, complex word, not to an expert, but to someone who's brand new to the language. Or, hey, even to a computer. How do you do it? How do you strip away all the fluff and get down to its absolute bare bones meaning?
Well, believe it or not, the answer might just be found in something called the 850-word world. Yeah, you heard that right. It's this whole concept built on a surprisingly tiny set of words, all designed for one thing: maximum, crystal clear communication.
So, this is the big idea behind a system called Basic English. And let's be super clear here. This isn't about, dumbing things down. Not at all. It's actually about building a super powerful tool for clear global communication. It's the same kind of thinking that you see behind projects like the Simple English Wikipedia. The whole goal is to create a common ground, a universal baseline so everyone can understand.
And here it is, the magic number, 850. That's it. The entire system is built on just 850 words. I mean, really think about that for a second. The English language has what, over 1 million words? And this system boils it down to 850. It's this really carefully chosen mix, too. You've got about 600 nouns, 150 adjectives, and 100 of what they call operator words. Your verbs, your prepositions. It's like the ultimate starter toolkit for building basically any idea you can think of.
So, the word we're going to put under the microscope today, destruction. Well, it's officially on that list. It's part of the BE 550. This isn't just some random word I picked out of a hat. It's a core piece of this basic English vocabulary. That makes it the absolute perfect case study for us. All right, so how does this whole system of simplicity actually work in the real world? Let's zoom in, put one of these words right under the microscope, and see how it's defined.
And our specimen for today is the word destruction. It sounds kind of big, right? Maybe a little dramatic? But you're about to see how even a word like this can be broken down into something so simple that pretty much anyone can get it.
Okay, now this is where it gets really cool. It's all about how a resource like the Simple English Wikipedia takes a word apart. It's not just a definition, it's a full-on dissection. It's like an anatomy lesson, but for language.
And the approach they take is just so logical, it's beautiful. It's basically a 3-step process. First, you break it down into its building blocks. Then, you figure out how it sounds. And finally, you get to the good stuff, what it actually means.
So, let's start with step 1, the word parts. The word destruction isn't just one mysterious blob of letters. Nope, it's built from pieces. You've got the root, destruct, and then you tack on the suffix, ion. You see that ion ending a lot, right? It's what often turns an action into a noun, into a thing or an idea. See? Simple.
Next up is the sound. Now, I know what you're thinking. These symbols look kind of complicated, right? But this is the International Phonetic Alphabet, the IPA. All it is really is a universal cheat sheet so that no matter where you are in the world, you know exactly how to say the word. It's just another tool in the toolbox for making things super clear.
And now we get to the heart of it, the definition itself. Just look at how beautifully clear this is. There's no jargon, no big fancy synonyms. Destruction is just the end of existence of the thing. Wow, it's so direct. And honestly, in its simplicity, it's just incredibly powerful.
And this next part just drives the point home perfectly. This single sentence tells a whole story. It paints a perfect before and after picture using the most basic words imaginable. Before the destruction, the thing is there. After the destruction, there is no thing anymore. I mean, come on. That is the magic of basic English right there in action.
So, why does any of this really matter? I mean, breaking down one word is kind of neat, sure, but this all points to a much, much bigger idea about how we communicate.
Because see, this isn't about limiting yourself to a small vocabulary. Not at all. It's about having a flexible one. Think of these simple root words like Lego blocks. You don't need a million different unique pieces. You just need a good set of basic blocks, and you can combine them to build anything you want, even really complex stuff. That's where the real power is.
And you can see how it builds out from there. You start with the idea of destruction, and from that you get the verb, the action word, to destroy. Now you're talking about the act itself. With just that one little building block, you can now describe something happening, not just a state of being.
And then, well, you can create an adjective to describe something. Destructive. Suddenly you can talk about a destructive fire or a destructive habit. You've just expanded what the word can do, letting you add all these new layers of meaning, and it all comes from that one simple root.
And you can even start combining these Lego blocks to make really specific ideas like self-destruct. You didn't need to learn some fancy, complicated word like auto-termination. Nope, you just stuck two simple pieces together. And with that, you could explain something as complex as a rocket dropping a booster stage, or even a biological process like apoptosis, when a cell is programmed to die. You're using the same clear, basic parts to explain something incredibly advanced. It's just so efficient, so elegant.
And really, that's the whole point. That's the goal. It doesn't matter if you are a language learner or someone writing a technical manual or, shoot, even just trying to explain something complicated to a friend. This way of thinking puts the most important thing first, making sure everyone can understand. It's about clarity. It's about accessibility. It's about understanding for all of us.
So, I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. Think about your own life, your job, your hobbies, your passions. What's that one big, complicated idea that you know inside and out? Now, what if you tried to explain it using only the simplest words you could find? Give it a shot. You might just find that making it simpler makes it more powerful than it's ever been.